As of the making of this video, we're about 9 days before Rise of Iron releases. When that happens, all the current faction weapons and gear is going to change. So I wanted to go look at all of them and discuss each one and see which ones you should try to get before that happens. Being 9 days out, if you do every daily mission, you can get 270 legendary marks, and after the reset you can get 90 for the weekly. And if you can dismantle about 3-ish legendary items each day, you can get another 90-ish marks, giving you 450 legendary marks, which is enough to get 3 of these weapons. So let's go take a look at all of them. I'll discuss each ones, and I'm going to rate them on a scale of 5. And I'm not going to score them right now based on what's good right now, which archetypes are best right now. That can change at any time, so we're only going to be looking at the rolls themselves and how those rolls synergize with that weapon. So if there's a perk that's not good for that weapon, it won't get a point. An okay perk will be a half a point, and a good perk for that weapon will be a point. If that weapon is strong in its class, meaning compared to other weapons of that same archetype, it'll get a point. If it's not very strong, half point, and if it's just bad flat out, then it'll start with 0 points.
Do it ourselves.
If a weapon has, say good perks for PvE and PvP mixed in, and they don't play well together, that will also affect my scoring scale.
Want to cut and run. No
so, I don't know, I want to look at every faction weapon you can get right now with the Taken King. Again, these are all going to change in about 9 days when Rise of Iron comes out. And we'll go over which ones that I would recommend you get between now and then.
Sucks. Boo-hoo. Nothing we can do about it.
And we'll start with New Monarchy. New Monarchy actually has quite a few good ones right now.
So neither do we.
So we'll start with the Righteous 7. Let's see. Starting with the sights, the Righteous 7 sadly does not have SPO 28. SPO 28 increases aim assist, and that's what you would want. So no point there. Perfect Balance is a good perk for this gun, increasing stability. Reinforced Barrel kind of offsets that Perfect Balance, but that's okay here because of the last one being Counterbalance. Really only needs Counterbalance and then that extra range. So overall, I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. Next up, the Appellant 3 hand cannon. For hand cannons, you want Sure Shot sight, which this one has. That's the most increased aim assist you can get. True Sight would be second best, but if you have Sure Shot, you want Sure Shot. Next up, Last Resort, which I know is kind of not that great on here unless you're going to use it in trials, but still could have done something better here. And then Rifle Barrel is the obvious pick here. For hand cannons, you want the most range possible, so this is a good perk on this gun. And then Hidden Hand. For hand cannons, I either want to see Hidden Hand or Rangefinder. So those are the 2 top perks for hand cannons. So overall, this is another strong roll. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Sidearm Conviction. Again, you look for Sure Shot. This has it. Rangefinder, another good perk for this class of weapon. Spray and Play. Normally, Spray and Play is an okay perk. For sidearms, it's actually a little more useful. If you run out of primary, you switch over to your sidearm, and then you run out again. At least you'll get a increased reload there. For this last row, there just really isn't anything that great. Hand loaded adds a little bit of range, so I'd go with that. So I'm going to end this one at 3.5 out of 5. Burden of Proof Shotgun. So, Smooth Ballistics is good for a shotgun, increasing its range. For shotgun, You just want anything that increases range. So you got smooth ballistics for range, got rangefinder to increase range, and we got rifled barrel to increase range. So 3 range options on this shotgun is pretty strong. Kill with the last round in the last round of the magazine deals bonus damage is kind of helpful, but it's not, a top tier perk. This shotgun in general though is low impact, making it not that great, so I'm gonna give this also a 3.5 out of 5. Antinomy sniper does not really have any good sights for increased aim assist. What this does have, surplus has become a good perk, increasing ammo and that you pick up and ammo that you carry. Partial refund, returning some ammo after an assist, which goes well with explosive rounds. Explosive rounds is a good perk here, dealing a little bit extra damage overall. And if you don't quite get the kill, you get an assist, you can get more ammo. So this is a strong ammo gun here, and explosive rounds does add a little bit of damage to its mid-impact class. So I'm rating this one not quite a 4, but 3.75 out of 5. It's mostly because of not having a good sight. And this is one of the best weapons of all the vendors that you can get right now as far as rolls go. Ejection 4. It's a pretty high impact machine gun. You would want to use smooth ballistics here to get that range increase without too big of a hit on stability. You get the stability back with counterbalance, and then small bore, and then rangefinder. So I mean, every perk on here is great for this gun. This is a strong weapon type. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. So now we're going to head over to Dead Orbit and see what he's got. Okay, now we're over here to Dead Orbit. He's got a couple good ones and a couple pretty bad ones. We'll start with the Paleo Contact. The mid-impact auto rifles right now are pretty good. They're just still not too competitive, but like I said, I don't want to judge stuff on the archetypes right now because that can change at any time. This weapon in that mid-impact auto rifle class though is pretty strong with a strong starting stability. So the weapon itself isn't bad. It's just I don't like the perks that this comes with. Of the sights, this one's the best here. Does not increase aim assist, but does add a touch to range. Hipfire and Icarus, I don't understand why they're on an auto rifle. They're not really auto rifle style perks. These would do better on, say, a hand cannon. Really shouldn't even be together, I don't think, but I guess with this weapon you could try to get up close and jump around and whatever, but with the way auto rifles are, you really want to just be aimed in, trying to get those headshots. Perfect balance does increase stability, or you can give up the stability for reinforced barrel. Now just for overall, I'm only giving this a 2.75 out of 5. It's a decent gun with its base stats. The perks just don't go well with it. So I'm sure everyone knows about Hung Jury. Before the April update, there was such a great PvE roll on it with Triple Tap and Firefly. Now we have one that seems to be more PvP focused, but it doesn't really add up well for this weapon. There's no sight to increased aim assist. Life support is helpful here, especially in PvP, as is Third Eye. But then here in the middle, you just get nothing. So I'm going to give this a 3.25 out of 5. And we have the Hitchhiker. This is Dead Orbit's strongest weapon right now, I would say, or best roll anyway. Reflex Sight here adds aim assist, as does Hidden Hand, which are both great for fusion rifles. And Hot Swap is a strong fusion rifle perk. And then we also get Braced Frame, which is, in my opinion, required on any fusion rifle. You really need to have as much stability to keep those bolts together. The downside to this weapon is even with that stability increase, it's still not completely stable. There are other fusion rifles that are more stable. Being max impact, you don't need all the bolts to hit, and the charge rate is very slow on this gun. So it's almost perfect. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. Patch A shotgun. Again, before the April update, I think he had a pretty good Patch A roll that I use fairly often. This roll, however, just really doesn't compete with anything. Linear compensator is a good one here to add some of that impact and range. Final round really isn't that useful, especially with a 6-round magazine. Knee pads, I particularly don't care for knee pads. I would rather have, say, rangefinder, but there are a lot of people who do like to slide around, so it is useful on shotguns to some people. And then rifled barrel is going to add some range, but it's just not a top tier range shotgun. There's really no reason to get this. Giving it 3.5 out of 5. Second best weapon I think he has right now is the Extra Solar Sniper. I would prefer a better short range sight, like short gaze. This is a long range scope with increased aim assist. So I would say this is best served for PvE, especially with the rest of the perks on it. Partial refund, again, goes well with explosive rounds. I think explosive rounds is a very strong sniper perk that a lot of people overlook. If you add up both numbers that show up when you hit it with an explosive round, it ends up being more than if you didn't have explosive rounds. So you are gaining damage here, which helps make up for the lower impact. And then Firefly. So, there's a mob of enemies, and you hit one in the head, you trigger Firefly, or your explosive round hurts something else, your teammate kills them, you can get a portion of your mag back. So this is a pretty strong sniper overall. I just really wish it had a shorter sight. I'm giving this 4 out of 5. Lastly, his rocket launcher. And this one's probably his weakest gun here right now. The hard launch adds a bit of velocity, blast radius, that's good. Grenader is kind of eh. And there's just really nothing in the middle to help here. Cluster bombs did get buffed up in the recent patch. I've yet to try them out to see how much of a difference it makes. But just overall, I'm giving this 2 out of 5. No reason to grab it.
See you again.
Let's head up to Future War Cult.
Be here.
Alright, so Future War Cult here has one of the weapons I believe to be about the best roll you can get for that type of weapon, and one other good weapon. So let's see. Vanity, hand cannon. This is a really strong roll with life support. Rifled barrel, good strong range increase there. Third eye, and sure shot. So this is a very strong PvP roll hand cannon. Maybe rangefinder would have been better here, or hidden hand. But third eye is a good perk, especially if you have a hunter with enhanced radar. Rifled barrel, giving it good range, life support. So I'm giving this 4.5 out of 5. The Villainy Pulse Rifle. Before this class received a nerf, and with the old roll, this was a strong gun. This roll, I just don't really like that much. When it comes to sights, they're just nothing very good. Headseeker is a strong roll for pulse rifles. I do like that. Perfect balance or reinforced barrel, whichever you want to go with. I would probably say perfect balance here because the default range is already good. And then glass half full is an okay perk, but really doesn't do too much. Could have done with, say, hidden hand or something better here. And just when it comes to this class of pulse rifles, like Nerwin's Mercy, I think would be better. So I'm giving this 3.5 out of 5. The Vortex. I am not a fan of the quick charging style fusion rifles. That said, this is a strong roll for this one. You get extra aim assist with the sight. Hip fire is useful here. It's probably one of the few weapon types where hip fire actually does help. It does have brace frame, which, like I said before, I think is a requirement pretty much on fusion rifles. And then Eye of the Storm, which does go well with a fusion rifle while you're sitting there waiting for it to charge. If you're getting shot, it can add a bit of accuracy. The problem I have with this weapon is you really need to hit every bolt because the impact's low and the stability, while high, isn't great. So I'm giving the Vortex 3.75 out of 5. It's just not quite a 4. The Vacancy, however, I think is one of the best rolled weapons at the vendors right now. This is a strong impact with better charge rate than the Dead Orbit Hitchhiker. When it comes to sights, you get increased target acquisition, which is increased aim assist here. Again, hot swap, very good for a fusion rifle. Brace frame, as you can see, maxes out stability on this weapon. And rangefinder. Adding range to a fusion rifle is a big deal. So I would say this is one of the weapons that literally is a god roll when it comes to its class. 5 out of 5. And then we take a nosedive here with the variable. Linear compensator, probably what you would want here, but that's about all this gun gets for it. Hip fire, I don't understand why you'd want hip fire on a machine gun, really, because they're so hard to keep control with anyway. You're just going to be missing shots so much. There's nothing here in the middle to help range and stability, and nothing here at the end. So this is literally 1 out of 5 for me. And again, here with the Vertigo, it's got decent base stats with a pretty strong blast radius. Just nothing else really helps it out, though. Reactive reload doesn't make much sense on a rocket launcher, especially in PvP. You're not going to really be reloading this, so I'm giving this just a 2 out of 5. Alright,
Back to the war.
Down here to Vanguard and see what they have.
Noted. Feed is strictly monitored, Master Cade.
Alright.
How can I
Start
help
with
you
the
this
answering
morning,
cord.
Guardians?
No SPO-28, so no good sights here. Nothing in the second column that really helps. Maybe go with appended magazine if you had to get this gun. Third row, just again, nothing. You really want more stability on this weapon. This weapon in its class already comes with low stability, so it's not getting a point there. And then spray and play at least makes sense because of the low ammo count. So that's about, yeah, this weapon's just a no. Just don't even bother. I'm not even rating it. Questing Beast. This is very slightly better. Again, you get reflex sight. That's about it over here. So that's going to add some aim assist. Spray and play again helps with these low ammo count auto rifles. Fitted stock is your best one here, which adds a slight bit of stability, but it's not enough, and it's got such low range. Glass half full is an okay PvE perk. So I'm just going to give this a 1 out of 5. Now to make up for those, Apple of Discord. This is actually a pretty good roll. Right now, this class of pulse rifles is not great, but if they ever buff these back up, this is definitely one I would want to have. First, you get a 4-shot burst because it's a Hake-style pulse rifle. Hollow sight, adding target acquisition or aim assist. Head seeker, strong perk here. Counterbalance, it's pretty much required on a Hake-style pulse rifle, giving you vertical recoil. So these two work great on this. And then finally we get reinforced barrel to increase range, but it's already got strong range, so I just go hand loaded here. The counterbalance, head seeker, should be strong enough with that tiny little bit of range added when it's already got strong range. I think this is a pretty darn strong roll here. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Not like the others. It's a pretty decent scout rifle to start with. Doesn't really have any good sights. You get a little bit extra range here. This perk just makes no sense to me on a scout rifle. I personally would never get down to the bottom of a magazine on a scout rifle that has 17 shots. Explosive rounds is nice on this gun. I've used it before. It does help out with its damage. Nothing else here in the middle worthwhile, so use explosive rounds. And then Third Eye is a fairly strong perk for a scout rifle as well. So it's not terrible. Giving this one 3.5 out of 5. Down and Doubt. This roll anyway is a very ammo intensive roll. You're getting triple tap, extended mag, and mulligan. So you're pretty much getting lots of ammo with this. However, that's all this is good for. It doesn't have sure shot, does have true sight, which is second best. And there's just nothing to add range. So overall, I don't like this weapon, even though it's getting so much ammo. There's just no range that you're gonna need the ammo. So I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. And Long Far Gone, fusion rifle. Not a fan of this fusion rifle with the fast charge rate style, low impact. You are getting aim assist and hidden hand. Those two are, really good together here on this fusion rifle. No braced frame, just that really kills it. If it had braced frame, maybe I'd like this a bit more. And again, hot swap is strong here, but the stability is too low. So I'm going to have to hit this one hard at 2.5 out of 5. And then we have the Jabberwocky D. Sure shot sight. Yeah, it's okay. That's good here. Crowd control. It's actually an okay perk here for sidearms, especially for clearing out mobs. Battle Runner, I should have had rangefinder or something else here. It would have been a lot better, so I'm not giving anything for that. And then finally, in this last side, there's just really nothing worthwhile. I think this is a sidearm to definitely pass on, and would give it a 1 out of 5. And Conspiracy Theory D. So this roll actually isn't too bad. However, with the quest roll that you can get being so much better, I really recommend you get that quest roll. If for some reason you've already done the quest 3 times and deleted all 3 of them and made that big mistake, and this is all you can get, it's not bad, but the quest roll is just definitely the one you want. So we get soft ballistics here, which I like on shotguns to give that range. Life support, which, assuming someone's shooting at you, say with a pulse rifle, hand cannon, and you're running at them and you shoot them, this will help recover your health. Reinforced barrel for more range. And then performance bonus. Having a chance to give you extra ammo is a strong PvP perk here. So overall, I'm giving this roll, Conspiracy Theory, a 4 out of 5. Next up, 1,000-Yard Stare. So, this one does not have short gaze. There just really is not a sight on here that I like. This one is a long-range scope that does add aim assist. I'm just not a fan of the long ranges, but So Underdog, again, just kind of a wasted perk slot here. In the middle, really nothing again. And Unflinching is good for snipers, even though they've just been hit by a nerf. So overall, giving this roll halfway, 2.5 out of 5. Next up, the Diluvian. Let's see. Aggressive ballistics, linear compensator. Linear compensator I do like, and soft ballistics is even better. So definitely soft ballistics on this roll, or linear compensator, whichever you prefer. Eye of the Storm is pretty helpful here if someone's shooting at you and you're in the middle of running through that large magazine. That'll help add some accuracy. And then in this row, reinforced barrel really needs to be used, which is why I would use it with soft ballistics, so you don't take too much of a hit on stability. However, this class of machine gun really needs a good balance of range and stability. Maybe a little bit more emphasis on the stability. So I've seen better rolls for this weapon, and I actually do like it with a strong stability setup and half decent range. And then persistence I really do like on machine guns, especially ones with large magazines like this. So this roll's not too bad, but it's not quite a 4, so I'm going to give it 3.75. And then last up we have the Choleric Dragon. The recent patch has again increased the damage that cluster bombs do. Previously not too many people would run cluster bombs. Now they have bigger range, more damage. So it's worth trying. If you want a cluster bomb rocket, this is a pretty strong roll to give a try. Let's see, it's got really strong starting blast radius, which is the first thing to look for in a rocket, especially PvP. Life support is okay here. There's some other things that would have been better, but it's not too bad. In the middle, Field Scout. Field Scout is the go-to perk, I think, for rockets, allowing you to pick up more ammo, carry more ammo. And again, Cluster Bomb here has been buffed. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. And that's it for the Vanguard, and we'll just head over to Crucible
You
now.
are always welcome.
Alright, here we are at Crucible. And we will start with the Deal Breaker. Again, right now this is not such a great weapon. In the future it could be, and it's got a pretty decent roll here. Got Hollow Sight here that adds aim assist. Crowd control is half decent on this gun, given the small magazine size. That extra damage boost can help make up for that. Counterbalance, strong perk here. And then lastly, Braced Frame, which really gives that stability increase this gun needs, but does drop the already small magazine size. So overall, I'm giving this one a 3.5 out of 5. Antipodal Hindsight, not quite as good as that one, I would say. We do get Reflex here for aim assist. Rodeo, there are better stability perks. Some people say Rodeo really doesn't do much. I think it's better to have than nothing, but it's not a top tier perk for sure. Hidden Hand is nice to have here on this auto rifle. And then in the middle, you get Rifle Barrel to increase the range, which if you can handle the recoil with Rodeo, that's a good combination right there, making this pretty decent long range auto rifle. And the magazine size is alright, especially since it's not being shortened down. And the aim assist here will help. So giving this one a 3 out of 5. It really could have used more stability. And then the Hawksaw, I'm sure everyone already knows about this one and probably already has it, or they have a better roll. A lot of people seem to think this is a god roll Hawksaw. It's really not. There are some things that would make it better. SPO 28 here is the best sight. Fitted stock, increasing stability, but only a little bit. There's better stability perks that could have been here. Counterbalance, of course, is great. And then small bore, which helps out stability a little bit more. Range, ends up being a very stable gun with okay range. I've seen, I have a PDX 45 with rifled barrel, hidden hand, and perfect balance that I like more. And I'm giving the Hawksaw a 4 out of 5. It's still a good roll, still a very strong weapon, just not quite perfect. Next up is Last Extremity. I think the previous roll on this gun before the April update was a lot better than this one. This one really just does not go well. So we do get target acquisition sight here. Triple tap is good for PvE. Zen Moment increases that stability that's low on this gun a little bit, but you really wanted a better stability perk here, and there's nothing here worthwhile. So, gonna give this 2.5 out of 5. Byronic Hero. So, another one that just doesn't do it for me. Luck in the Chamber is a strong PvP hand cannon perk. Explosive rounds, again, good for a hand cannon here. But the default range isn't that great, and there's nothing here adding range. Except for Underdog, kind of. But, and there's no Sure Sight, only True Sight. So, again, giving this one another 2.5 out of 5. Then we have the Pantaray. Seen some people say that they like this weapon and that it works well. I don't really like it. I think the other fusion rifles from Future War Cult definitely better. These sights don't do anything really. Knee pads, I don't really see the point of knee pads on a fusion rifle. Some people do like it. I think some hidden hand or something else would have been better here. Again, no braced frame for that increased stability, and rangefinder is effective, but this really needed a stability perk. If this had braced frame, then I'd probably feel differently about it. As it is, I want to give it a 2.5 out of 5. So the next big thing, shotgun. Well, there is nothing here adding range, and it's got very short base range. Crowd control is kind of useful here. Full auto, it's a perk some people like on shotguns, especially for PvE. I don't really like full auto shotguns. Perfect balance would go well with that full auto, though. You're just losing so much range, though, that overall I don't think this is worth it at all. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5. This Havoc Pigeon roll is actually pretty decent. Get sure shot sight. Reactive reload is pretty useful here. Relentless tracker is where this one just falls flat, I think. And then in this third row, there's really nothing. Hand loaded adds that tiny little bit of range. So not too bad. 3.5 out of 5. Crucible Sniper, the Tao Huayan, if that's how you pronounce that. You get another very long distance sight with aim assist, no short gaze or similar style sights. Life support is, at least helpful for PvP and can be helpful in PvE for a sniper. Middle row, we're not really getting anything worthwhile. Snipers really don't need more range or stability for the most part. I like to see something, adding more damage or whatever here. And then Spray and Play is a half useful perk for a sniper. Maybe in a PvE situation, but this gun really is more focused on PvP, I would say. Giving this 2.75 out of 5. And Ruin Wake. If you can't get the new Monarchy machine gun, this one is very similar and very close, just not quite as good. We're going to get smooth ballistics here to get that range increase, counterbalance for extra stability and vertical recoil, and braced frame for another big stability increase here, dropping the magazine size, and then rangefinder to increase the range. So overall, very strong. I do like the new Monarchy one a little bit better. I will give this one a 4 out of 5. And then the Smolder. This low blast radius rocket, I can't really get behind. The blast radius really is king, especially in PvP. Getting 3 shots in the mag is good, and tracking is good. Nothing here. I mean, Javelin's useful for sure, but the low blast radius hurts this gun, giving it 3.5 out of 5. Decent roll, just not a great gun. So that covers all the vendor weapons we have right now. There's quite a few good ones to keep your eye on. I'm sure you probably have many of them. With 9 days left, you have just enough time to get at least 3 more. So I'm going to pick out the 3 top PvP and PvE roles I think you should get. If you don't have one of those, make sure you get those now. Again, Rise of Iron comes out, you can't get them anymore. So starting with PvP, this Hawksaw roll isn't perfect, but it is still a very strong PvP gun, especially right now. Definitely get this if you don't have it or you don't have a similar pulse rifle that has a better roll.
Yeah.
Alright, over here at Future Workholt for PvP, the vacancy for sure. This fusion rifle is as good as it gets. Lots of range, great stability, hot swap, aim assist here. Definitely get this for PvP if you don't have it, and if you like fusion rifles.
Back to the throne and the faction.
And then lastly over here, a new Monarchy. You probably saw this one coming.
We're gonna get things done
PvP,
today.
definitely
I
get
can
this
feel it.
objection for if you can. Lots of range, lots of stability, very strong machine gun type. You definitely get this one.
We're here if you
And
need
then
us,
for
Guardian.
PvE roles, New Monarchy has 2 of the ones that I'd recommend.
Let's talk.
This auto rifle, Righteous 7, very stable auto rifle. It's a good class auto rifle, and you get some decent range on it. So definitely pick that up for PvE if you don't have it. And his hand cannon, the Appellant 3, got good aim assist here, rifled barrel, kind of a wasted perk here, and then more aim assist. But for PvE, this is a strong weapon, and it would do well in PvP as well.
Remember,
Would you like to hear?
Lastly, here at Dead Orbit,
Will you help us?
the Extra Solar Sniper. I think of all the sniper roles, it's a decent fit for PvE. Giving Firefly, explosive rounds, and partial refund just go well together. Wish the sight was shorter, but this does have aim assist at least, and in PvE you're going to be at longer distances. So definitely, a decent sniper here for PvE.
This could be a good day for both of us. See you again, Guardian.
Alright, that's the end of my PvP and PvE recommendations there. I've given out quite a few 4 out of 5s or better to some other weapons. So if you have some of those, be sure to pick up some of those other ones maybe.
For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sun.
Let's see, the Hitchhiker is worth looking at. The Apple of Discord, I think, could be a strong weapon if they ever buff those up again.
We need.
Again, the Conspiracy Theory D at the Vanguard is strong, just if you can't get that quest one or you've already gotten it, deleted it. Choleric Dragon if you want a cluster bomb rocket.
Here to join.
And the Vanity is pretty good as well.
yes.
So,
It's not for us.
and when Rise of Iron comes out, I will do another one of these, taking a look at all the new roles and new weapons. And hope this helps you out, and maybe you'll catch my next video.